This is a detailed piece of legislation with numerous parts. After enactment, the government should ensure there is a robust public educational campaign to help families and mental health care professionals understand the new provisions. The new law will only be useful if the people who need it and those in the profession properly understand its parts, its responsibilities, and its powers. Madam Speaker, the mental health and well-being of a child is affected by things like proper sleep, exercise, and proper nutrition. We also know that brain development in children requires good and proper nutrition. And many children in our society go to school each day hungry, Madam Speaker. Inflation is having a great impact on our society. And the brave Davis inflation on top of the national or international inflation is even making this even worse. Madam Speaker, Bahamians are stressed. They are stressed out because of the high cost of electricity and the electricity costs to increase by an additional 160% our fuel cost. Madam Speaker, the Prime Minister said he had never seen the cabinet paper and he was not aware. So, Madam Speaker, the question is, did the authority in the Ministry of Finance, the Financial Secretary, usurped the constitutional power and the constitutional responsibility of the Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister? Or did the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, relegate his responsibility to the FS, and under the Constitution, he cannot do that? And Madam Speaker, that is why I've said repeatedly that the Prime Minister or the Minister of Finance need to remain at his desk and deal with matters which are important. Madam Speaker, so I asked the question to the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, what would he do? What is he going to do? Whether his powers were usurped or whether unconstitutionally he delegated his powers to the FS, which cannot be done. The Prime Minister must deal with that matter, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Bahamians are stressed because of the additional cost on top of the inflation, the 10% additional cost VAT on bread basket item. Madam Speaker, everybody know my favorite dish is corned beef, but the price doubled on me. The price doubled. You can't afford it? You can't afford it? But the price for caviar went down. I don't want caviar, Madam Speaker. I want my corned beef. Madam Speaker.
You all made it duty free though.
Bahamians are stressed. They are stressed out with the increased cost in medicine, the additional 10% VAT that they did not have to pay, in addition to the inflation that they experienced. And Bahamians are making choices today in a stressful manner, which is most important, medication or food. And they are taking their food. Madam Speaker, Bahamians are stressed out because of the increase, in some instances, 200, 300% of real property tax on their property, which is then added to the mortgage, and individuals who were happy knowing that they've only had 1 year of mortgage left are now told with the addition they may have 4 or 5 years left and an increased mortgage rate. Madam Speaker, even my heart hurts to know that they are stressed. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I want to repeat. Many children go to school each day hungry. Their parents do not have the money to provide them with enough to eat or enough of certain foods. Their school lunch programs to help those most in need. However, so much more is necessary for so many more children. During the last election, the FNM proposed a universal school meals program. I call on the government, in the interest of social justice, equity, and the physical and mental health of our children and youth, to consider the creation of this universal school program. This program, Madam Speaker, would build on the existing meals program. This program would provide nutritionally balanced, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks to all school children in the government-operated education system, regardless of family income. And this program would also provide after-school educational supervision to help with their homeworks and, most of all, sports, which is important for mental health. Exercise, Madam Speaker. It would be available to every child in the government-operated school system throughout the country. It would be universal, so there would be no stigma attached to any child getting food, and the program would be optional. A universal program should significantly draw on Bahamian food products, including fish, poultry meats, and Bahamian-grown fruits and vegetables. Such a program could help grow our agriculture and fishery sectors, while also providing nutrition to all children in the government-operated school systems free of charge. We need to help our children develop better eating habits, drawing on more organic and locally grown foods from the Bahamas. And this new program, Madam Speaker, would be an investment in our children, an investment in their mental health, and an investment in their future. We want to make sure that we lessen the burden on hard-working families and help children focus on learning and not on where they will get their next meal. Hunger and insufficient nutrition affects a child's ability to concentrate and ability to learn. Better health and nutrition allow children to learn and to perform better. A universal school program would relieve parents of having to budget for lunch. It would represent a significant savings for homes with more than one child. Madam Speaker, this would be a significant contribution to eliminating childhood hunger and childhood obesity. It will also improve brain development and the mental well-being of our children and, most importantly, our grandchildren. Madam Speaker, while this legislation will help update how we assist those who suffer from mental illness, this administration must also do more to help prevent crime, which is causing mental stress and difficulties in our country. I also note that some crimes are committed because of mental health issues. And while Prime Minister was seeing the sights in Egypt and dancing, the killings continued here in the Bahamas. By the media's count, there have been nearly 120 murders thus far this year. And sadly, with 6 weeks left in the year and the current pace of violence, it is possible that there will be a further murder record on this Prime Minister's watch. This level of violence and killing leaves family members and friends in grief and anguish, and most importantly, Madam Speaker, they are stressed out. The mental health problems caused by this violence and the breakdown of order, especially in New Providence, is not adequately discussed. Madam Speaker, order and law seems to be going out of the box. What happened to the investigation on the member for Elizabeth? She was accused of an assault on a police officer. Now the Prime Minister said he will have the best investigative team dealing with FTX. For God's sake, I hope it's not the same investigative team. Are we in trouble? Madam Speaker, the member for Elizabeth had also broken the law in terms of issuing over 600 plates, but we do nothing. Madam Speaker, that itself caused stress and caused internal conflicts. Madam Speaker, it caused internal conflicts because individuals do not know whether or not they should proceed, whether they would be treated as the government member is treated, or they would be treated differently and subsequently have the law applied to them. Yes. Madam Speaker, they are not even following the procurement bill. Again, stress. There's also trauma, Madam Speaker, when men, women, and children witness shootings, stabbings, choppings, and other forms of violence that are too common on New Providence. The Prime Minister has failed to come up with a crime plan that helps to improve the situation. Instead, he jets off whenever he can, avoiding the responsibilities of his office, and that's why we are in this problem with BPL, because he said he did not see it, and his power was usurped or delegated. And he must answer which one happened and what would he do. Now, Madam Speaker, now that he and the out-of-control press secretary and their traveling companions have now seen Egypt, we might imagine they're busy planning their next overseas trip paid for by us, the taxpayers. Yeah. Meanwhile, the chaos continues on the streets here at home. On the campaign trail, the member for Cat Island talked about how wonderful his new day would be. The new day, the Bahamian people, I don't want no chorus today. The new day the Bahamian people were promised has turned into a horrible nightmare.
I believe that.
Madam Speaker, I thank the many mental health care professionals who dedicated their lives to the well-being of others. I support this legislation to improve our national capacity to better respond to the mental health needs of our people. Madam Speaker, as I end my substantive contribution to the debate on mental health, on this Mental Health Bill 2022, it is necessary for me to say a few very brief words on a matter of national importance. The collapse of FTX is news around the world. Questions are being asked at home.
The chair recognizes the honorable member for West Cranbourne, Member Bimini.
Finish his presentation.
The member is aware that if the member is aware of a matter sub judice, it is not to be discussed in here. You know full well, if that were not so,
Members,
no, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. You fully understand the rules. Madam former Prime Minister fully understands the rules. And do not violate the rules. Because if that were so, we could be asking questions but a matter that's sub judice right now. And should we do that to your side? Do you want us to do that to your side? There's a matter sub judice right now, reference to your side. Should we ask questions? No, we respect the rules. We respect the laws. And you know full well. And we expect you to abide. We expect you to.
Many of my
You know the rules.
Have invested in such a matter. They are stressed out and they are asking me questions to ask questions on their behalf. I have a right.
honorable members,
I have a right to ask the questions. I have a right. I represent.
honorable members, members,
You know that quite well.
members,
You know that quite well.
The member knows exactly.
members. Order that we suspend for 15 minutes, please.
Let's bring the questions. Russell.
That's coming. You know that. I don't know why you wouldn't trying to run the clock.